Prince Harry accuses the Mail of causing Meghan to have a miscarriage, a claim which he acknowledges can't be proven, but he says the stress and the timing were connected. He describes his brother screaming and shouting at him at a meeting to decide his future. He says he was given 5 options ranging from all in to all out. He chose option 3, half in, half out, which would allow them to have their own jobs but also work on behalf of the Queen. However, he says it quickly became clear that that was not going to work. They compare the press coverage of Kate wearing an off-the-shoulder dress and receiving praise, and Meghan being criticised for wearing an off-the-shoulder dress. That Kate would eat avocados to deal with morning sickness, but Meghan eating avocados was fueling terrorism or whatever. And the point I think they end up wanting to make, although it tends to be, I have to say, shrouded in a lot of, I find, quite toe-curlingly lovey-dovey stuff. But the point I think they end up wanting to make is about the relationship between the monarchy and the public via the press. How is legitimacy conferred upon this institution? The main way is public support. How is public support garnered? It's through good press stories about the royals and the public believing we have access to them. This whole thing wouldn't work if we who pay for them didn't see anything of them. So there's a balance to be struck between them as ours and them as their own people. And that was perhaps best shown through the reaction to Archie's birth, where Meghan and Harry didn't do the regular picture on the hospital steps. They put a picture out on their own Instagram channel and did a press pool 48 hours after he was born to show him off. And they were criticised. They had headlines that claimed that they were hiding their child. And I think, quite reasonably, they looked at us and said, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to demand to see our child on your timescale? Who the hell are you to demand we perform for you at various events when the intensity of the coverage is such that my wife feels suicidal? Who the hell are you, Harry is suggesting, to demand that for his entire life, from a tiny baby, he has been thrust in front of the world's media whether he wanted to do that or not? There's this mad moment where he, at about the age of, I'm going to say 8 or 9, his brother is obviously a bit older, 10 or 11, his cousins are there as well. They're put in front of the press to have their photos taken on holiday, just them. They're told by the photographers to smile more and look over here. And at one stage, the press says to the boys and to Charles, come on, look like you know each other. Which, to my mind, isn't a million miles away from saying, dance, monkey, dance. And I can see why he's fed up with it. Bit weird then to do an Access All Areas Netflix documentary, but the point is it's on his own terms. And it can only ever be on his own terms when he's not a royal. If you're a royal, you can't have it on your own terms. I can well imagine that Kate, William, have had moments over the years when they would much rather have stuck 2 fingers up at everyone and hidden from the world, but they can't. They're in the institution, they are the institution, and definitely with Charles, because he's pretty much said as much as a younger man. So I watch this and end up thinking, what are we doing? If this institution's legitimacy is founded on public support garnered through media attention that never goes away, and if anything is becoming increasingly intense, and that media attention is driving those inside the institution to say, we can't stand this anymore, we want out, then I do think you have to wonder whether we are doing monarchy right. Is it reasonable to have certain people born into a lifestyle that means forever and always, even if they don't want it, they will be subject to incredible scrutiny, some of it favourable, some of it not? What if that person grows up and really, really wants to be private citizen? They want to reject their royal bloodline, they want to disappear from public view, and as Harry says, wanted to remove the supposed public interest argument that the press had over every element of our lives. What they are asking for, I think, is control. They can't have total control, nor should they, because the press should be a free one, but they want more control over what part of their lives they share and what part they keep private. And I think that's pretty reasonable. I think that's very fair. It means they need to leave the royal family. They can't be in, half out. They need to lose their titles and everything because you can't be a royal and have control that they would like over the coverage that they get. But I wonder what you think it means for those of them left in the institution, you know, for the king and his heirs. What right do you think you have over the royal family? We're their subjects, apparently. I wonder about that. Are we? Isn't it the other way around? Don't we, the public, subjugate them? There's a trap, there's a gilded cage that they're in, and they are forced to dance a bit to our tune. And as I say, I like the monarchy, but I don't care enough about it to watch generation after generation complain that their lives are made miserable by the need to protect this institution. After a while, you wonder, why are we putting people through this? Are we putting people for history, for pomp, for Britain? Why? What do you make of what Harry and Meghan are saying? And if the monarchy were to be ended tomorrow, how upset would you really be? If we agree that the process of monarchy makes people in it largely miserable, why do we do it? 0345 6060 973. As I say, stay with me.